Yo, what's up guys? I kind of wanted to take you through my level 72 launcher flak build, and it's kind of something I, came up with because I've been playing Borderlands 2 recently, and a lot of Salvador with the Sham and, all the other rocket launchers like the Norfleet and the freaking Topnia running around getting all the ammo back, and it kind of made me, want to come back to playing Borderlands 3 and use launchers a little bit more at the level 72 level cap. So, and Flak's my favorite character. So this is kind of where that build comes from, and it kind of focuses around, two pieces of gear from the newest DLC, DLC 6. So it's the toboggan and the infernal wish. So it's kind of very gear dependent, this build, because you kind of do need these two to kind of make it really work. And the idea is, you kind of just slide around with the rocket launcher in the toboggan with the crazy 100% amp damage. And the Infernal Wish, adding an extra projectile to every shot. And then with the 3-shot fadeaway on Flak, you kind of just get insane damage with the slide and the 3-shot fadeaway there. So, and the Infernal Wish, so it kind of just, exponentially increases damage with kind of any rocket launcher, really. That's kind of the main idea behind the build. Go a little bit more in depth on the gear, as we kind of talked about in the beginning. Sliding around with the toboggan gives you that 100% amp damage, which is really good for any rocket launcher because they have such high base damage. Take the kick charger, for example. 100% amp damage on that is already 640,000 base damage. So that's kind of insane. And, that's kind of amping everything that it's doing. And, with the Infernal Wish, you kind of get that insane damage. And then for the grenade, I'm kind of using the Mitosis Hunter Seeker just because I like to use that because you can use it, to throw out. And in combination with head count or leave no trace, you can get a lot of ammo back. And you don't have to really worry about using the artifact that we'll included here. I haven't got a level 72, but you can use the launch pad. If you do run out of ammo, you can use the launch pad to get your ammo back really quick. For the class mods, the Bounty Hunter is what I use for bossing. It's a little bit overkill for mobbing just because it does give you so much damage against bosses. For mobbing, I've included a Cosmic Stalker, which is just, so good, increasing the hunt skill power by 25%. Kind of just, and hunt skills are so powerful. On Flak, it kind of just increases that damage, so much when mobbing, but it's a little hard to, use this for bossing since it's hard to activate those kill skills during, boss fights. So next is the Kick Charger, which is another DLC 6 weapon, but it kind of goes really amazing with the build because of the toboggan. You're going to be sliding around so much, and with the Kick Charger special effect where you slide and it's instantly ready, you have that 100% damage shot, kind of instantly ready, and you can destroy anything with that. As you saw in the beginning, you can use it to destroy Wotan and the Valkyries like really easily. It's a great combo and it's kind of insane, but you do need DLC 6 for this build, so without that you aren't really going to be able to do it. But the next thing is the Backburner. Everybody knows this weapon's insane. As you saw in the beginning, it can be used with the Guardian Angel, which I've included with the 150 over 90 annoy to kind of one-shot the seer or a lot of bosses, and you don't even need to use the guardian angel. The back burner just does so much damage. You can use it to destroy bosses without it. The plague bearer is really good for mobbing, especially on the bridge, for the Malawan takedown or any tightly packed mobbing areas like that. Just because you can shoot it out and destroy enemies and then get so much ammo back because you're hitting so many enemies with the guaranteed crits because of fadeaway, and leave no trace. You just get so much ammo back that you can kind of infinitely fire this thing and not have to really worry about running out of ammo. It's really great. It's good for bossing too, but it's not amazing just because it does have those rockets that go out and hit other things. So the other rocket launchers in this build are a little bit better for bossing, but this one's really really good for mobbing. And then there's the yellow cake. I mean, this thing is amazing. Everybody knows about this. It did get nerfed in the past, but this thing is still fantastic for everything. Mobbing, bossing, you can kind of destroy everything with it. And especially, with the toboggan amp and the infernal wish, you get so much damage with the yellow cake. It's amazing. It's kind of like the Norfleet still, because it does have like such insane splash radius. You can kind of just, run around destroying everything. And with leave no trace with this, you get so much ammo back that you don't really have to worry about running out of ammo with this too. So those are like the main launchers I like to use. But I've included a lot of other launchers here too, like the Major Kong. This one's really hard to use, just kind of generally, but it's really good for like the herbivorous fight or, a lot of bosses. You just have to, it's kind of tricky to use because sometimes it doesn't really work. And I've included the wall fadeaway as active for this one because it's pretty amazing, with the herbivorous fight in there. And I'm not really going to be using it for general mobbing, so you don't really need like the 125 splash annoy. That's what I've included on kind of these general mobbing weapons and bossing weapons because it's just kind of the best all around. It's the least conditional, you just use your action skill and you can proc it with the third shot of fadeaway, or you can kind of just use it afterwards. So it's just really good for general weapons that you're going to use for everything. And as you saw, the plague bearer that I used, it had the normal 125 anointment to one shot seer, so you don't really need the 150 or 90 to one shot all the time. But if I have included all the elements of the plague bearer and the kick charger, I farmed those out, so those are really good to use out. If you don't have DLC 6, you won't be able to use the kick chargers, as I kind of talked about. I've included the Mongols too. Those are really fun, especially with the Infernal Wish. You can kind of just paint the battlefield in rockets. It's not, the best weapon. It's a little bit hard to use sometimes, but it's really good, for destroying big bosses and stuff. It's just, kind of got to get used to it. And it's not the greatest, for single target damage because it has so much wide range, but it's really good, for big bosses in, wide areas. But generally, like the Plague Bearer or other rocket launchers will be better than it. And I've included the ion cannons with 150 over 90s. I mean, these are, again, they're kind of hard to use and they're kind of outshined by the kick charger because kick charger can be charged up so much quicker than the ion cannons here. But, these are really fun to use because it was kind of that first rocket launcher that I introduced that had insane damage in Borderlands 3. So I kind of like having those for doing one shots every once in a while. Got the other versions of the Plague Bearers. I've included the Hives. I hope these get buffed. I really like them, but as you can see, the base damage compared to the Plague Bearer, it's like 3 times less, and it does like so little damage, even with like the whole toboggan and infernal wish. It's just kind of not worth using these, but I've included them in in the hopes that Gearbox buffs them in the future. The Rhina is in a weird spot because it's kind of like the Plague Bearer, and I like it a little bit more than the Plague Bearer just because of the way the tendrils connect and it can kind of hit more people. But it just uses so much ammo and it's locked to the radiation element, so it's kind of not as good as the Plague Bearer. So, I have it here, but, it uses so much ammo. You can definitely run out of ammo using this one. The Creamer, I've included that as well. This one you can kind of kill yourself with sometimes because the splash damage is so high. But, it's really fun to run around and slide and kill people with the Creamer because it's, reminds me a little bit of Borderlands 2 Creamer, but it's not the best. These Torg potent hedgehogs, these are really good for, one-shotting some bosses. and swapping to the Guardian Angel or whatnot. You know, with the fadeaway and the Hunter Seeker, you can put a lot of stickies on enemies. So, you know, you can one shot like Grave Ward or Ice Star or some bosses, and kind of, especially like the heart, if you want to farm, you know, the heart in there, this really good for farming Githyan's heart, because you can pop them all on the heart and kind of skip, you know, having to pop all those crystals. You know, all the different versions of the Mitosis Hunter Seeker, you know, different anointments. I only have been able to get a corrosive Infernal Wish, so I mean, you can re-roll that anointment. So to talk about the skill tree, of course, you know, starting with the green tree, this is where our action seal comes from, Fade Away. Of course, you know, with the 200% crit damage, it's just so good for the rocket launchers. And going down deeper, you know, Furious Attack, really good for gun damage. Overclocked, you know, we don't need the fire rate, but it's just really good for some of the rocket launchers, speeds it up a little bit. Eager to Impress, you know, I really want to get this cooldown down of the skill, of the action skill, you know, to get the crit damage for Fade Away on all the rocket shots. So getting that off, you know, as quick as possible is really good. So that's why we got the 5 points there. 1 point in Lick the Wounds, because, you know, getting the pet to get you up anytime you go down is really good. And then, you know, the Fast and the Furious, just for gun damage and movement speed, which is, you know, really great. We don't really need to go any deeper, because we don't need the power inside, because, you know, the blue tree gives us more damage, as I'll explain in a little bit. And then, you know, you use Until Dead and Not My Circus, because those are kind of the only two augments you can use. Because Unblinking Eye is not that great, and these don't really give that much damage. So this is kind of where the green tree stands, because we don't really need the survivability with the toboggan. And even if we do go down, you know, in second win, you can kind of just instantly destroy people, because we have so many rocket launchers that it's easy to get second wins. Nothing in the purple tree, because the purple tree sucks for flak. Moving on to the blue tree. Persistent Sensor, you know, just gives gun damage. 2 points in these skills just to get them, and then, you know, move down. No other reason. Frenzy, really good for damage on flak with He Bites in combination there. You just get this stacked up so quickly, you get a lot of damage. Just Who Rescue, just need points in the skill tree. Same with Psycho on Ahead, same with Hive Mind. Just moving down, so we get Barbaric Yelp, which gives us so much damage with the pet bonuses. As I'll explain in a little bit, you know, as we see, or just right now, we're using the Spider Ant Scorcher, which gives us 30% elemental damage, and, you know, with the 200% damage, that's buffing that 30% elemental damage by 200%, and it's just kind of insane, and gives us so much damage, since all of our weapons, you know, are elemental. We have the action skill and anointments. It just gives us so much damage with the Fire Ant, or the Spider Ant Scorcher. And then, you know, Pack Tactics, this is just so good, because all our damage gets increased, and it's just amazing. It's just really good. The blue tree just gives so much damage. And then this is kind of where the difference is. You know, we've used some of the points we didn't use in the green tree, that, you know, you normally see to get down, you know, to Unblinking Eye, or even the power inside it, to kind of give us a little bit more damage in the red tree here. So we use Interplanetary Stalker, you know, which is just great kill skill, which gives so much damage. Leave No Trace, you know, we use this just to get all our damage back, which is fantastic. You know, Hunter's Eye just gives a lot of damage. Head Count, you know, we use that in combination with Eager to Impress, just to get so much cooldown, that we just get our action skill back so quickly. And then we use the 5 points, you know, we've taken from other skill trees to get Two Fang. And you can get a Deadeye with +5 and Two Fang. I just haven't really found one yet. But, you know, this just gives us that 25% chance to do another rocket shot. And with some of the rockets, like the Kick Charger, or pretty much any rocket launcher, it just gives so much damage when you do get that extra proc. Big Game, this is just great. You know, it's kill skill duration, kill skill effect, just so much extra damage. Same with the Most Dangerous Game, just more damage for everything. Galactic Shadow, you know, this just increases crit damage. And then Megavore, you know, this is just really good on everything, because it just allows our rockets to crit sometimes when we're not in Fade Away, and it just increases our damage exponentially. So, you know, that's kind of the skill tree, and that's pretty standard, but, you know, kind of the difference is the lack of, you know, healing in the green tree, to kind of just add some more damage with Two Fang here in the red tree, and, you know, get that cooldown reduction. So that's kind of where the important difference is. And that's kind of what makes Launcher Flak. So, to give you a little demonstration of how the build works, now that we've kind of talked about everything, This is the setup we're using. Got the Cosmic Stalker on. I'm gonna run through Athenas a bit here. We'll start with the yellow cake, show you how OP this thing is still. You can just clear out rooms, watch the yellow red dots, and they're all gone. As you can see, easy out of second wind. Watch this guy over here. We'll take out the kick charger for an easy kill. Boom, he's gone. Destroy those guys. Got a big group here. Take out the Scourge, or Plague Bearer. Just watch it destroy everything. We're moving on to the next area. We can slide around fast. The toboggan. As you can see, it kind of just destroys with the amp damage. As you see, Cryo's kind of the enemy. You can't get that amp damage slide. Watch all these guys, they're just gonna disappear. Boom. Yellow cake. Really good. Now let me take you over to Trant for a quick boss kill. So now that we're over here at Trant, I've put on the Bounty Hunter. Since we're going to be killing a boss, so I can proc those. We'll use a quick charger for this one, just so it's easy, and I'll show you how quick it is to kill this boss. Doesn't even need to be the third shot of fade away. Just get a couple of stacks, furious attack, pop this, and he's gone. Easy as pie. You can do that on pretty much any boss. Let's launch our flak, boys. I hope you enjoyed.